And welcome, denizens of the multiverse. Welcome back to Talking is a Free Action. Now, do not adjust your streams. It's me, your dear friend, once known as the Question Lord Triumphant, now rather reduced down to being simply the Poppet. And I represent the Question Masters. We gather information from all around the multiverse. Benevolent, of course. Of course. Now, welcome to this, my labyrinth of lore. And how do we gather information? Why, we simply take willing visitors to come and spend about an hour in my presence, and maybe we can answer a few interesting questions. I'm looking down at my little form here, and I believe I have Stagnatius Corral. Hello, my dear. How are you?
It is a pleasure to meet you. What was your name again?
You can call me Poppet, if that makes you feel.
Poppet or Poppet? Which would you prefer?
Ooh, interesting. Rather than the but Poppet, as in the application of chemicals, the squeeze, the little squeeze. You can call me Poppet. I like you. I like your vibe. This is going to be fun.
I'm very excited.
I must also introduce, I don't believe you've met my wife. This is the Tempest.
Is your wife attached, or is that just
yes,
an addition?
Unfortunately. The other Question Masters, they rather transmutated me. I've lost my hand, but gained a puppet.
What more in life would you want attached to your hand? I mean,
exactly.
I'm sure
companion.
Holding boxes of large size is of no trouble at all to you.
I try not to carry boxes, just in general. But it does make, carrying trays, and if I'm trying to do a jigsaw puzzle, it makes it very...
Dexterity, I can imagine, is quite low.
Quite. You get where I'm coming from. This is delightful. Yes, so Stagnatius here will be answering a few questions, solving some puzzles, but... my dear friends, never forget that there is a other being, one on the what we call the real world, one Liz. And if it's decided that things get a bit dicey, why, Stagnatius simply says the words, talking as a free action, and I get to talk to my dear friend Liz, and we get to answer some questions. Doesn't that sound fun? So, Stagnatius, my dear boy, are you ready to put on a bit of a show?
I'm always ready to put on a show, as long as there are people to watch.
Isn't that true for all of us? Speaking of, there are those watching us, those from those entities known as Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Phoenix Dice, and Alchemy RPG. And we are supported by the Idle Champions, the Warriors of Waterdeep. The hunt for gems remains real. Neverwinter, Everwood Academy, and D&D Beyond. And finally, a very soft spot in our hearts for the sweet D20 Club, who we wouldn't be able to do any of this without their support. They've built a Discord, they built a wiki. Good luck working out the lore of all this.
Yay!
Yay!
That was Liz, not Stagnatius, just yay then.
That's a general yay. Can we have a yay in the chat?
Yay.
Yay. If you want to join a singular gold coin on a Patreon, that's much appreciated. And those of you who can't currently join us here in the Labyrinth, well, we're on podcasts. Roll Together RPG should bring you to us. And also social media, apart from TikTok. Although if you want TikTok, keep pushing. That is also Roll Together RPG. So, Stagnatius, as I said, over the next about 55 minutes, you're going to be traversing this little labyrinth. As you know, talking is a free action that will get you out. Of course, once we're done here, you're going to go back to wherever you were, and you're going to forget this all happened. Well, maybe you'll have a dream. Speaking of, where exactly have I just scooped you out of?
Well, my dear friend Lorana was she wandered off. They wandered off to a kitchen.
Oh.
Began making, I believe, what's referred to as a shit sandwich, but I did ask what that was, and then I was here.
Did you ever find out what a shit sandwich is?
I suppose I'll find out when I get back, if I do. Am I going back?
Oh, yes, no. You will return and unharmed. And as I said, if you want to remember anything, it'll be like a dream. I don't want to influence. Maybe don't eat the shit sandwich. That doesn't seem sensible to me.
Lorana is full of surprises. It could be shit. It could be tuna. You never know with Lorana. They are quite a time.
They do. They sound an utter delight.
Correct.
So as we get into this, you don't happen to have like a pair of dice or anything with you, do you?
The weighted kind, or the real kind?
Oh, well, if it is weighted, it could be very fascinating where it ends you up. No, it's what the mortals would call D100. Is that something you've come across? Maybe you've got...
Search within my pouch.
Thank you. Please don't let me interrupt you from searching within your pouch.
I believe I have such manner of...
delightful!
Dicical proportion, yes.
Oh, a dicicle. Could you roll me a D100, please?
Boy.
My dig Stagnatius.
That would be 65. It's a good job I can read, isn't it?
Absolutely. You're not on the list of people who cannot read.
Correct.
Hooray.
Put that on the wiki, whatever that is.
Okay. So, Stagnatius. You bravely walk into this mysterious labyrinth, down a long, winding corridor. Surrounding you, candelabras that gently sputter. In front of you is a large oaken door with a nice brass knocker on it. Do you want to give it a knock?
Do I hear anything beyond the door? And second question, do those candelabras look expensive?
Interesting question. Which one would you like answered first?
I don't mind. You're the question lord.
Okay. Yes, sort of like they're of good quality. Let's say pewter. You know, as you look, as it changes to a pewter. I'm not saying it's the most expensive thing you could get, but you could definitely probably get a few gold if you manage to take it out.
I'll bear those in mind for later. I might come back for those.
Fair enough. No, he's not stealing from us. He's merely inquiring. It's fine.
What is your wife's name, may I ask?
Oh, the Tempest.
Oh, the Tempest.
Yes.
Now, do assure the Tempest that I'm here purely out of discovery. I'm here to explore, not to pilfer yet.
You should put that on your business cards. That's rather good.
It is on my business card and written on the side of my boat, the Trusty Merchant.
I'm sorry I didn't get to scoop up your boat. I rather enjoy, well, the Tempest, of course, rather enjoyed a good sail in a storm. But yes, now at this door with the brass knocker in front of you. Do you want to give it a little tippity-tap, tip-tap?
Does it sound like there's someone beyond?
Oh, would you like to make some form of perception check?
I think I may.
Yes.
Well, that would be 20. Not natural, just moderately filthy.
Moderate, just a little bit of a dirt, not quite, but yes. You press your fine ear against the door. No, there doesn't seem to be not a soul appears to be moving from behind this door.
Well, we better summon somebody. Yes, I will give it a knock.
Rat-a-tat-tat, and with that, the door slowly swings open, and in front of you. There's a chamber, maybe 20 feet by 20 feet, of a decent size. In the center of the room, there is a chair. And as you step forwards, the door closes behind you. In front of you is another door. You are in a room with a chair. What would you like to do?
A very good question. What does the chair look like specifically?
Oh, excellent question.
Does it look expensive?
Oh, yes, it does. It looks finely carved and a most delightful plush cushion of a satin. It's a good quality chair. Do you have a bag of holding or anything?
No, I was just going to carry it, but it might be too big.
My dear fellow, if you wish to carry a chair through this dungeon, I would give you an achievement at the end if you could get it to the end.
I'm going to pick up the chair.
You pick up a chair. Are you a strong being?
I'll have you know that my strength is -1 for 9.
Please make me a strength roll.
Oh, boy. I'm rolling it exceedingly well, 17.
Ooh, you... As you know, sort of like, if you're working in, say, like, theatre and it's time to close up and everyone needs... You are the sort of person who would scoop the chair up and carry... You lift this chair up and, indeed, though you don't have the strongest... you lift this up. You now add 1 chair to your inventory.
Yes. It reminds me of the one on my boat, actually. I will now have two.
If only it could travel with you, but maybe, hold on, maybe in a future adventure where you come back and you find out there are two chairs on your boat, you'd be like,
It wasn't a dream after all.
Wasn't. I had a dream of a chair. Now look, I brought it into the universe.
So with my chair now in hand, I'm going to probably not carry it, more so drag it towards the next door.
Marvellous. So you approach the door. Again, very similar to the previous one, almost like a mirror. There's another brass knocker. What would you like to do?
First, I'd like to ponder who lives in such a place as this. I mean, for someone to just abandon a chair in a room of such fine quality, I mean...
You're more than welcome. Would you like to roll a ponder roll?
No, I'll ponder that later.
It's a good travelling question as you go down the corridor. It's like, who would just leave such a lovely chair?
Yes, I think I'd like to listen again to see if anyone is behind this door.
Marvellous. Again, would you like to press your ear against the door?
My ear hole. I don't believe I have full ears.
You don't have lobes, but you do have little
holies.
Little holies. You press your little holies against the door.
It's a children's show. 16. The check.
Well, you say it's a children's show.
Oh,
and
dear.
so I won't go into too much detail of what happens when the tongue licks out and just licks inside that little holy of yours, and you leap back. To your horror, the door begins mutating and a slavering jaw begins to appear. Oh, Stagnatius, I don't know if you've ever met a mimic before, but mimic it is.
I've not heard of a mimic. I've heard of chests, some of which are trapped, but not like this. And it's certainly not having my chair.
Oh, there's nothing it wants more. No. You can see as beady eyes appear, and it's like... and so it starts crawling. This thing, arms are coming out. It's going to get your chair, Stagnatius. What you gonna do?
So is it crawling from the wall space? Has it moved forwards, revealing
It's starting to crawl out. And yes, if you look behind it, you can see the glint of more candelabras. It does seem to have just filled up the gap.
Well, you've said the magic word.
What gap?
Yes. No. What? Do I bother to try and do anything to this vicious door? No.
The door
I think
is the enemy of most adventurers.
It is. It really is. No, with a wry smile and grasping my chair, I will misty step beyond 30 foot.
Just through the gap you can see in the... Beautiful. You do so, and the mimic goes, no, which probably translates as, my lovely chair.
It is mine now, I will yell back, echoing through the tunnel towards said beast.
You hear gentle sobbing. The one joy in this mimic's life, outside of pretending to be a door, was that very lovely chair. But you've kept your chair.
I am a rascal, what can I say?
And a delight. Stagnatius, you continue down the corridor, having bested this mimic. Might you roll me another D100?
Of course. 79.
79. Oh, very popular one here. In front of you is another rather beautiful sort of wooden door. No knocker this time. Actually, there's slight traces of silver, like a silver knob. Are you going in?
Yes. Would it open to touch?
You put your hand on it.
I will. Knowing wise about the past door. May I just try and work out if there's any arcane goings on around this door?
Of course you can. How would you like to investigate that?
Look very hard, especially at the silver elements. I will even stand upon my chair
To get a real
to
good
get
look
a good height. I assume it's quite tall.
How tall are you?
Around 6 foot.
So you are
around.
Yes, so a decent height. By all means, you get up. Would you like it to be Arcana or Perception or Investigation?
I think investigation, just to work out if this is indeed a door.
Do you think I would play the mimic card for a second time?
Not you, but Tempest is looking at me awfully funny, and you just never know.
I think she's worried about all the lovely candelabras and that you might walk off with a chair. But I believe in you. Yes, please make me an investigation roll.
So I am a very learned, wise wizard, and I rolled a 2, and in total that is 9.
I mean, much better than a poke in the eye. Yes, you get up, being cautious this time not to get your ears too close. It does seem that there's possibly some kind of arcane sigils carved into this for protection. But as you get a little bit closer, you do hear the of the lock. It does seem to be opening for you.
I'm just going to nudge it with the toe of my foot.
You get off on top of your chair, you give it a little kicky, and the door just swing open.
So bend down and see what's through.
By all means. So, inside you see a rather lavish bedroom. A large 4-poster bed. In the corner, a washstand with a beautiful mirror, a lovely wash bowl. Off to the right, a large closet, you assume, with the doors. And you hear a door opening from the other sort of behind the door, and someone saying, "Excuse me, is that Stagnatius behind the door?"
Who's asking?
My name's Murpha. You've only got an hour, sir. Could you please come in?
May I bring my chair? It's very important to me.
Pause. Yes?
I will proceed with my chair.
You enter into this lavish bedroom. There is a halfling woman dressed as a maid with a little apron who seems very worried. Oh, thank goodness. Yes, Lariel Silverhand has a fancy gala tonight, and she's heard you're one of the finest designers of dresses in the land. So she'll be here in an hour. We're very excited to see what you have to present. Feel free to use whatever's in the room. She'll be here in an hour. Very excited. Big gala. Her birthday, even. See you in an hour. And this little halfling woman goes out of the door. Yeah.
I don't believe I've ever met that halfling woman before.
No,
I don't know how she knew my name.
I think, I mean, you're a very distinctive man, you know. But even as your little head pokes out the door, she's like, oh, who else would be on a chair behind a door but Stagnatius, correct?
Okay.
So, you have an hour to make a beautiful dress for the Lariel Silverhand's birthday gala.
So is this for Lariel to wear, or is this for me to wear?
Oh, the boldness!
Murtha was not very specific about who this outfit was for.
I think it's for Lariel, but by all means, you've got an invite to the party. Would you like to also make yourself a matching garment so you can go to the gala?
Well, it depends on whether the garments or the materials are as fine as the ones that I procure. But if so, yeah, why not?
Why not? In for a penny, in for a pound.
When in the dungeon.
When in the dungeon, you might as well make yourself. So, as I said, you have about an hour. Well, what are you thinking? What do you want to make her, and what would you like to make yourself?
Do I know anything about Lariel Silverhand? Is she someone who I've come across before?
Interesting question.
Is she well known to me on the material plane?
Have you? Would you say you've been to Waterdeep very much?
I mainly stay around the Moonshades, though if this person is prestigious or of import, I probably would have read about them.
You probably would have, especially when it comes to, well, I hate to say the word piracy, but of course, no, between me, you, and my my betrothed Poppet here. She does take a rather dim view on such things, but has been known to, let's say, when it comes to adventurers, slightly bend the rules. If you work more as what is the term? Not a pirate, but a not buccaneer, but once you have like your deeds, which are permission from the higher up. Basically, I'm saying that if you could be a pirate for Silverhand, absolutely no problem. But between me and you,
so I've been in contact with a lot of the nobility. Providing materials, but not so much the designs. But I could certainly look at the designs within the closet and pick out the finest fabric for her. What are we thinking? I'm assuming I can see all the colours under the sun.
Oh, I mean, a lot of it is silver or has a touch of silver, but yes, sort of there's fine furs for the winter. There's more charming, well, not quite a summer dress but there's a range of beautiful silks and cloths and pleather.
Is she quite charitable? Is she the sort of person who gives to the poor? Does she tend to keep her own coin?
I think she certainly comes off as being rather generous to the poor, a benevolent leader.
Well, in which case we will find the finest garment for her, preferably. Is she elven?
Oh yes.
Yes. Something long with a train that goes back, preferably at least 5 foot, 10 foot. If it's a lot of material for someone so high up. I, on the other hand, will procure not a dress, but maybe a robe. But one cannot upstage Laurel Silverhand.
Of course.
Silverhand, that's her name, right? That lady, what we're making a thing for.
That lady, what's hair can hit people.
That's
that's her. That's her. How would maybe if you would like to? As I said, there are various sort of scissors. There's also a sewing kit that's been. Would you think you're any good at sewing?
No, I'm better at putting things together than sort of chopping things up and making things out of them. But I could certainly pick out something that's already there.
And add your own little flair to it, and I hope she doesn't notice.
No, she won't notice.
Oh, of course she won't. She has so many fine things. Should we say a sleight of hand?
Ooh, yes, let's go for it.
Let's start with her, and then see how this one looks, and then we'll go from there.
Well, that was a natural 20.
Wow.
I'm a natural, obviously. The years looking through books, and look at me, I should have been a tailor all along. A seamstress, if you will.
And I will. By me, that's impressive. That is... How long do you want this trail to be? Do you want it to be
15 foot, please.
15 foot. And what colour cloth have you used?
We're going for the silver, with a slight, very pale kind of purple hint just going all the way through.
And again, you have combined like 4 different beautiful pieces of clothing to make this, which would be exalted on any runway in the land. Dare you push your luck? Do you dare to make yourself a beautiful robe?
I'm feeling confident. What could go wrong in this world of dice that dictate the outcome?
What could go wrong, indeed?
That was 6. I put more effort into other people's things than mine. It really doesn't matter what I look like. I think I'll just keep what I have on now.
The door does open. It has been about an hour, and this esteemed woman with her beautiful silver hair walks in and looks at the dress and just goes, I see why they speak so finely of you, young master. Yes, a most beautiful dress for such a fine occasion. Congratulations. You have surpassed yourself. Incredibly well done. And she looks at you expectantly.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I made it just for you.
Yes.
Clearly, no one else could pull off such a garment. Would you like me to leave while you change? I feel very awkward being here.
Well, thank you. You are You are more than welcome to make use of the buffet outside of that door. But again, I owe you a favour, young sir.
Oh. I think I may owe you a chair as well. I took this from a couple of rooms back.
Oh,
I'm just going to keep it here.
Oh, you're going to leave the chair here?
I'm going to leave the chair here for you. Please feel free to put your garment upon it when you're not wearing it. It would look delightful against the silk.
Oh, not only do you bring me a beautiful dress, you also bring me a lovely chair. You
Only the best for you.
She would never blush, but she does look touched.
And confidently, I will bow deeply and then continue through to said buffet.
You walk out into the corridor. We're back in the corridor again, but as you watch, a small buffet of finger sandwiches and crisps appears. You're welcome to spend as much time as you like just helping yourself to sandwiches and crisps.
Do any of them have bugs in?
Bugs? Would you like some bugs?
It's one of the things that I eat. Also, if there's any fish, I would also like that. But no lettuce. Lettuce and I do not agree.
As you're speaking, you're watching as the sandwiches transmogrify. Some of them now have bugs. The egg and lettuce sandwiches just shriveled up and disappeared. Yes. And there's a selection of delicious bugs and tuna, salmon, bug-flavored crisps as well. You can have a rather nice little graze here.
Amazing. I shall do this. I'll use prestidigitation as well, maybe to just chill some of the prawns, just to keep them nice and cold.
What a delight.
Yes.
While this is happening, talking is a free action. Hello, Liz.
Hello.
How are things? How are you enjoying the dungeon?
I'm enjoying it immensely. I think Stagnatius is as well, even though he's just given away that chair, but I think it was for the best.
That's a shame. That's a real shame. As I said, I'd like to think there's a version where that chair just continued throughout the dungeon.
The next dungeon Stagnatius goes in, that chair's going to be there.
I might set that up. It's like the chair did not want to be left.
No.
And now, as you see, my hands come back.
Okay.
I have rolled a 78. Ooh. I think because these are from one of the old. As a question lord, I get to. Here's a nice one. How would some of your previous characters have dealt with that previous room?
So previous characters. Let's have a think. We have got. Oh gosh, come on, names. We have got Enoch. Enoch, I don't know if he would have made such a flattering dress.
No.
Being from the Underdark and then kind of going to the material plane where he stole other people's clothes, I don't think he really had a clue really of what to wear. He wore like a purple velour kind of outfit. So she probably would have ended up with something similar.
He did have some delightful robes and a wonderful hat, which would have been a very interesting...
Sir Satane, the centaur, really didn't wear very much at all. No. So maybe would have fashioned her a lovely cape and that would be it. And he probably would have proceeded to sit on the bed as best as he could with his many legs and probably have an awkward conversation with her about how she's feeling, how he feels about her feeling, and just seeing in a crap fatherly way how she's doing, You keep
saying he's a bad father, but he's a great dad. He puts his kids in trees and then just don't show off your legs.
I think if Agnes was there, the dwarven cleric, she would have just, I'm sure she can pick out something that she would like to wear and she can just get on with it. That would be her kind of, way around it. I'm trying to think who else I've been.
Who else have you played? Yeah.
Who am I anymore? Tom, who am I?
I don't know. This is always the problem with this show where we start talking and people like Nat completely started forgetting, and then just halfway through was like, oh God, yes, and it was like, yeah. I think that's unless there's anyone again who particularly comes to mind, I think that's a nice range.
Well, my first character was Ribka, who was a Tabaxi rogue, who was pretty evil. It was the PvP campaign. And she probably would have just tried to kill Laryl when she walked in. She would have hidden in the closet and then jumped out. Yeah.
You want a dress where you get a knife.
Yes.
Any NPCs from your campaigns? Anyone particularly who you think would have just smashed that?
Oh, Granny. Granny would have smashed that.
Well, there's no doubt.
Come on in, darling. Let's sit you down. Let's measure you up, and let's get a pair of stockings on you. She would have.
Good,
been amazing.
sensible stocking.
Yes,
with good support.
And a good pair of beige shoes, which is what you need with your sensible stockings.
Larry or Silverhand going out.
You need to pull your skirt up to the underboob, love. Yes.
Going out in Lario in a lovely beige cardigan. Yes. It's sensible and warm.
Yes.
Big pockets. I kind of want to see Granny do. When you get a chance to come back, bring Granny into the dungeon.
I would love to.
Oh, delightful. Well, thank you for that. Let's go see how our polite young man's doing with his buffet. And we're back. Stagnatius.
She's here. Oh, yeah.
She's here. She's never left. You've had your fill of fish and bugs.
I am positively stuffed to the Poppet. I am.
Good. I'm glad. That's the thing. My associates, they don't do so good at giving people little snacks, but I think it's important. You get through a couple of dungeon doors, like have a little snacky.
Some may call it a short rest.
I probably would. Would you like to count it as a short rest?
No, I'm quite all right. I've not really done very much spelling.
What happened? Well, I picked up a chair. And then
that did take a lot of energy.
And also mental energy for working out how to cut it. I think that's. I would have given it to you, but fine. You're nice and full. You've got a nice full tummy, and I think let's press on. The hallway awaits. Would you kindly roll that D100 for me?
That would be a 45.
A 45, you say?
I'm rolling very, mid in this D100, by the way. I've not really gone below a 40 yet.
No, it's rather impressive. You begin down the corridor again, and this looks rather like the door to a tavern. A bit battered, obviously sees a lot of transporting in and out, notches in it. You feeling brave? You want to go in?
Well, it's either forwards or backwards, isn't it, my dear boy? So let's press on.
If you just want to spend the rest of this half hour.
I was quite enjoying the buffet, but I suppose we should keep on going.
Press on. You push in, and you get that slap in your face of warm bodies and beer and crisps again. Weirdly, you are definitely in a tavern, and the place is thrumming, but very evidently up on a little bit of a raised stage, there's a group of dwarfs who turn round upon your entering and go, "Ah! Ha ha ha! Stagnatius! Marvellous! Come over! Now, we were all telling tales of our brave exploits, the things that make us legends. Halfrock here was saying that no one could beat the time that they were able to wrestle the Kraken and seduce the mermaid itself. But, Stagnatius, we know that you're one with fine tales. Tell us, what is your most legendary exploit?" They're all sitting and watching you now, beer to their lips.
I'm just going to order a sparkling wine before I begin, but before I do, yes, my most legendary adventure, I suppose. I was once stood up on a cliff, and I saw the tide rise up beyond the cliff itself into the sky, and within the tide I saw a pair of glossy eyes looking at me. The tide rose up as high as 100 foot, then crashed onto the ground towards me. But Stagnatius Corell was not drowned. I misty-stepped once, twice, thrice. The water did not get me, though buildings it crashed in its wake. I survived. Is that the sort of tale you were after, boys?
I was rather hoping you would tell us a tale of you fighting a monster rather than you running away from the sea. You, Dwarf, you'd be polite. Well, okay, so the sea crushed this village, and there wasn't like a sea monster or anything, it was just... You said there were eyes. What were the eyes?
No one to this day knows.
Oh!
Though those who survived heard the cackling. And the cackling still surrounds the destroyed village even to this day.
Make a performance roll with advantage.
14.
Oh. Well.
3 round on the house.
Hey!
Not on me. No. On the house.
Hey!
Don't tell them that.
Hey. I would say, as I said, I personally thought that was quite a thrilling tale. You know, the fear of the... They had clearly wrestled a sea monster. They should have been more excited by that. So yes, you're one of the few survivors of this little seaside town. I think that's pretty exciting. And you got to see one of the deep, dark monsters, but you don't seem to have impressed the dwarves too much, but your willingness to buy them booze seems to have lifted their spirits.
It always works. Don't let them know that.
They're very simple, you know, sort of like, if it doesn't quite work, you're like, drinks full. Yes, I think, Stagnatius, that you have passed this. Maybe at one point, you know, they also start telling tales to you and you might want to just excuse yourself, and there is a door out the side if you wish to leave, or you may just spend your time talking to these dwarves.
I will stay here as long as it takes for my sparkling wine to be consumed, and then I will proceed to the door.
You get to hear how Balthazar once tried to ride a pterodactyl and fell off, landed on his head, and he's never quite been the same again. And then he starts telling you that story again, and you do sort of...
May I make an insight check on that? To see if he's actually telling the truth. Let's see. You know, I have no idea. That's a 7.
He seems like he's certainly been through some stuff.
I am in awe.
That's like you've probably never seen a pterodactyl. You might not even know what that is. But
well, now I do, scary. And I am.
You do.
I am
I don't
beyond
know
surprised at this dwarf being able to carry out such a task, but he certainly seems very sure of himself and proud.
And he's certainly telling the story again and again.
And again, you know. I'm raptured. I'm enraptured by this.
Every time.
Yes.
I think, yes, if you're... I think with that, of all the things you've taken away from this little tavern, that's the...
I'm going to remember this forever. None of this dream malarkey. No, that's going to stay in Stagnatius's mind.
I grant you. I'll give you that. Stagnatius, and if you ever see a pterodactyl, you're like, yes, like the dwarf once rode. You're excited, aren't you?
Oh, she's positively beyond herself.
She's scared that a dinosaur may pick her up and carry off. If that happened, I would lose my hand. Oh. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Through the little side door, you exit back into the corridor. Let's see how we're doing for time. Are we okay? We're
Come
okay.
on, Tom. Time means nothing to you.
It's true, I do.
You scoff at time.
I scoff at time. I don't need that badge.
No.
I don't need...
What badge?
What badge? Who needs a badge?
What is this?
Oh, I've got a puppet. Anyway,
You need that on a mug.
Just picture me going, hey. Put it on a mug. And then, of course, we have the put it on a mug. It's just...
Put it on a mug on a tea towel.
Oh, gosh. It's mugs all the way down. Might you roll me a D100?
Yes. 12. I did get below a 40.
12 it is. You open up the door and you step out. Back into the corridor. This door ahead of you looked rather battered. Looks like something has really given it a thrashing. Slightly splintered. No, it doesn't look like a healthy door. Are you still feeling brave, Stagnatius? Would you like to venture through?
I will venture through. Does it look like whatever battered it from this side got in?
It didn't get in, no. It's obviously still on the other side.
Oh, I see. It's on... Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I could always run away. Yes, I'm going to go in.
You open the door, step out, and just sort of drop about 10 feet. Not enough to twist your ankle.
I will actually cast Featherfall if I feel myself dropping.
Oh, by all means. Featherfall.
It's a reaction.
And I'm utterly delighted to say this. You see multiple things at this point. You see that you're in the ruins of a destroyed city. Statues, some of them not wearing clothes, lie crushed around. You see a small metallic vehicle moving at great speeds, turning, twisting. And most notably of all, as you look up, you see a giant dinosaur-like creature stomping around and screaming. Stagnatius, I don't know if you've ever met the Tarrasque, but here we are.
I have not. Do I see any method of not being here?
Well, you could certainly have a look if you like.
I'm going to very ungracefully just crouch down, like pretending to hide and get behind something that is not there, like in hope that it does not see me.
Oh, by all means. I mean, whatever this metallic creature is seems to be taking up most of it. Oh, there's like a boom, boom, boom of drums. There's fire. There's a very strange device. I think there seems to be something swinging on a ball.
I swear that's a pelican.
It looks like it, but pelicans can't.
They don't wear shorts.
They don't wear the shortest of shorts.
Whatever this fever dream is, I need to leave immediately.
All right. I mean, if you want to play the talking as a free action card, I can pull you out, or you can see if you could be...
I want to see what's playing in this situation. Would I be able to... I'm going to call out to the metallic device that is moving at speed. Metallic device! Are you an omen?
Okay,
Have I brought this upon myself?
You did. How loud do you shout that?
I can only shout in a shouty voice. It's going to be loud.
I was going to say, make a persuasion roll.
Okay. 15.
You just hear it. Hello? We didn't realise there was anyone else. Oh, damn it. Okay, focus. Hello, who's there? We got a survivor? Over. The metallic creature is now it's like starting to curve towards you now.
Oh, right. I'm going to cast Fly on myself and try and make my way towards the metallic device. Whatever that voice was in my head, it's the only thing I can do, surely.
You cast Fly and you begin flying. But I must warn you, the Tarrasque is gathering speed and is coming after this metallic being.
Yep.
It's opening its jaws. I don't want to tell you what to do as I hover next to you, but I'm like, that thing is going to get eaten.
Okay, and there's nothing else in here that I would be able to escape to or from.
I mean, if you want to hide underneath the rubble that was Waterdeep, you're more than welcome.
Right, what I will do in one last ditch attempt before I say those fabled words, I'm going to cast Catapult at the Tarrasque, using some of the rubble that's around. I assume it's going to succeed on its dexterity saving throw 15 because it's a Tarrasque. A Tarrasque, sorry.
I mean, You could certainly hit it. I don't know. I don't know if
it's going to succeed on that roll. It's ridiculous. So it will take half of the damage that I'm doing. So as a measly 5th level wizard, it's an 18. So it's going to take 9 points of damage. Talking is a free action.
As this rubble goes flying, twisting, and just impacts, and you just have a moment as the jaws close over. What we all know was the busy bees, as you weirdly doom them in this timeline. Welcome back to Talking is Free Action. Well, oh, Liz.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I wanted to join in. I'm level 5. They were level 20. What could have gone wrong? Were we? No, we weren't level 20 there, were we?
We were like 18 or something.
We were pretty high.
Yeah, no. Yeah. We're level 20 for Upsal Paladins. But
Smite, yeah.
Smite. Let's have a little roly roll. Ooh. Oh, this is a nice one. So for 17, what D&D monsters aren't supposed to be cute, but you always feel bad for fighting them because you find them cute regardless?
Owl bears, 100%. Ooh. Ooh. Hoot growl.
Hoot growl.
I don't want to kill you, little hoot growl, with your little fluffy head and your little chompy beak. They're meant to be so scary, but they're not.
Huh.
They're not. And like in Icewind Dale, they brought out the little baby ones as well, which they ruined any possibility of anyone ever wanting to fight owlbears because they were little polar bears too.
Oh no.
Little snowy owlbears.
I think I've said this is like playing Neverwinter, where they're like, and you get to fight kobolds. And I'm like, no. Kobolds moderate and occasionally pour liquids on our servers. They're cuties.
actual technology servers, or like people holding plates.
Both.
Or both. Yes.
Both. They're little scamps.
Yes, I'm trying to think of other ones, like goblins as well, could be cute.
Yep.
Oh, what else?
This is where you're like, mind flayers. I'm like, Liz, no.
Flumps.
Oh, flumps.
And flail snails, they're kind of cute too. Little tentacles.
Abyssal chickens can be hideous.
Oh, yeah.
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 Just most, if they look like hellhounds, they're like, but they're puppies.
Look like in my Shadowfell Symphony.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Chris insisted that these must be puppies, so therefore they were.
I guess they're puppies. I guess
they're puppies now.
They got warped away and they had a lovely time. They're on the hollybobs. They're fine. Don't you worry about the hellhounds.
And like, I guess like even like dragons could be considered cute too, and like because they have thoughts and feelings and personalities, and they don't have to be evil. No. So like you can have little dragon wormlings, which I think are quite adorable. I had a little golden dragon wormling that when it pooped gold, and people tried to steal its gold, and it wasn't happy about it because it just wanted friends, but people kept coming in and stealing its poop.
Rude. There's rudeness beyond reckoning. I don't like it. But yes, definitely hoot growls.
They're just.
It's like I saw a video of someone with a bear, and they're like, "If dangerous, why fluffy?" And the bear's like, "Rrr." Yeah.
But baby bears are adorable when they try and walk on the little hind legs.
Oh, we love them. We love them so. Yes, I'm like, I accept your cute answer. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let's pop you back in.
Oop.
Whoop. So yes, you just threw a piece of rubble at the Tarrasque, and the jaws close over this metallic being.
Do I hear screaming?
Yes, you do. And panic, and then sort of like as you watch, you can almost see like distortion as this thing is going down the Tarrasque. You know, there's blasts, and I think it's probably a good idea we get you out of here before it.
Do I see a small otter thing? No, not an otter.
Yeah, so no,
a beaver. No, there's a beaver
and an otter.
Doesn't the beaver fall out before?
Wait for it. The beaver has fallen out. There's this is a slightly different timeline, but
do I pick up on some sexual tension between the beaver and the otter?
Roll for sexual tension.
Perception?
Yeah, roll perception.
17.
They are definitely X's.
I love Sam is always an ex of somebody in whatever he plays.
I hear Tom is going to be playing with Sam again at some point,
no.
and it was like, how quickly can it suddenly turn?
It's going to escalate. Episode 1, that's it.
Both Tom and Sam are not known for stepping down. I think they're going to get married.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that's as you hear as the tiny beaver goes, "I've never loved you, Willie," and goes running off.
Beans.
Beans! I got my beans!
I do love my beans.
Just...
Where is Sam? Let's get him on. Let's get him on to do the voice.
Where's Sam? Just open a door and Sam's like, bro. And I shoot, and I shoot, and I shoot. This is the problem now that I can roll together stuff when people are like, "Oh, I've got a gun." You're like, "Yes, like the little beaver man." Yes.
With his beans. Yes.
With his beans. Yes, well, that's going on. I think you look down sort of at the rubble where you've been hiding, and you realise there is, in fact, a door at your feet. And taking the logic, if you reach down and you pick it up, open that door, you can go through into a corridor. If you'd like to leave this doomed world.
I feel like great evil is here,
Absolutely.
and many souls have perished. So I will venture forth.
You open the door.
Is this a door in the floor?
This is a door in the floor.
I've still got featherfall. We're good.
It's a bizarre thing. Like, you open the door and you step through and you watch as you kind of go, yeah, and just
Amazing.
land, and your feet are back on the corridor. I think we have time for one more door if you're willing to roll that dice.
40 bang on.
40 bang on. Oh no.
Yay! My favourite words. I love a bit of peril. Bring me some peril.
I'm glad that this is a final monstrosity for you. In front of you is a rather pretty door. It's got flowers painted on it, and in sort of wooden letters it says Rosie. It appears to be what you might imagine to be a nursery. Are you willing to go through?
I'm not very good with children. This is my problem, but if I must venture forth Rosie's door, I suppose I'll keep on going.
You open the door into the nursery and it closes behind you. You appear to be in a rather gothic room, like an attic in a stately home. It's midnight. The moon is streaming through, and you appear to be in a child's bedroom. And like all good child's bedrooms, the place is absolutely covered in dolls. Beautiful porcelain dolls with their little rosy lips. Maybe you take a couple of steps forwards.
No.
You're just going to stand
there's a I don't like the way that one's looking at me. I'm going to announce my presence. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who are you?
What does she look like? Can I see this
Yes, there's just
creature?
Make a perception check.
4?
There's a lot of dolls.
There are a lot of bloody dolls, yes.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Why does that matter?
I like to know the name of my friends.
Is that before or after you kill them, my dear? Where are you?
I'm not going to kill you. Do you want to play with me?
No, not currently. I'm here on important business. Why are you here?
I'm here because I was bad.
I'm sure you
I
were.
did bad things.
Yes.
But now I have someone to play with.
Good for you.
Make a dexterity check.
Yeah. Saving throw or check.
Saving throw.
Okay. That in total was a 13.
Ooh.
What is coming towards dearest Stagnatius again?
You see a tiny little porcelain girl. She's got long red ringlets.
May I call her a bastard because it feels right?
You may call her a bastard. A little bastard. A little
You have to
porcelain
say it in a northern accent, otherwise
bastard.
Bastard.
It's a Richard Sharp thing. We've got the bastards.
Bastard.
We said this was a children's show, but now this is happening. The little porcelain bastard is coming towards you, and she's got a fine silver needle.
Sure she has.
And she stabs it up at you, but you don't dodge. What's your AC?
17.
Ooh. Are you wearing any sort of like leather, or are you wearing a fine boot, something that might protect your legs?
I'm not only wearing boots, my boy, I'm wearing the finest boots the Moonshades have ever seen. They have a buckle on the top of the foot. The leather is the finest leather. So yes, to answer shortly, yes.
A fine pair of boots that probably saves you as this needle gets stuck in your boot, and this little annoying doll's like,
No, I just want to play.
May I kick the little bastard?
by all means, roll an attack.
That'll be an arm strike.
Roll a kicky, yes.
Crap. That's 11.
Your spare boot goes over, and you miss. You go over the head of the doll, but it does look perturbed.
Right. May I shoot it?
Yes.
I'm not very proficient with my pistol.
I was going to say, is it like a flintlock?
Yeah, I rarely use it. In fact, I never use this thing. So my friend Ashira tried to teach me, and I blew holes all in the sails of their ship. But that's a different story. I'm going to fumble around with it, but it was a 22 to hit. Ooh, Tom, you've paused.
I'm not even going to make you roll damage. You blow the head off this doll, which shrieks and like, no, I just wanted to. Stagnatius, I'm going to open a door over there because you better move because those dolls are starting to get up and go,
You killed our girl.
monster. Stagnatius, I again don't want to tell you what to do, old chap, but you probably want to leave.
Yes, I will continue forth. I'll misty step as far as I can, then double dash. The works. Shouting bastard as I do.
We're not bastards. We're lovely. Play with us.
If I had fireball for all of you, I would send it without a second thought, but I do not.
There's a candle burning on the. Do you just want to?
Oh.
Do you want to burn this room down?
I feel like no one else should have the terror of visiting this room ever again. So, yes, I'm going to cast grease on the floor and throw the candle down and send all the little bastards to oblivion. Yes.
No.
Yes,
our
not
beautiful
no.
ringlets, our dresses.
Yes,
no.
may you burn forever. Farewell.
Congratulations.
I did a good deed today.
Weirdly, you've gained good points for that. Yeah. Yes. And as you exit through the door, you find yourself once again back in the foyer. Congratulations, my dear fellow. You managed to make it through. You've given me rather a lot to think about. A lot of interesting things. But don't worry, as I said, you shall be returned to the point where I scooped you up. Possibly, as I said, with dreams of chairs. And what was the one thing you wanted me to keep for you? It was something.
Oh, Candelabra.
I'll just give you a candelabra. I tell you what, when you get back to your ship, see if there's a nice little package of a candelabra and a chair. And also a weird terror of porcelain now.
No.
No? So next time
I thought you were going to say a weird doll on the chair. I was like, no, that's the no.
I came to be on the sea.
And now you can leave.
Even I think that's horrible. In the sea you go.
Yes. Goodbye.
I'll be just... So, again, thank you everyone for watching. This was Talking as a Free Action. You can find us here on the internets every Friday from 6 to 7 BST. Mondays to Tuesdays, 6 to 9 p.m. We're streaming our documentaries. On Mondays, I believe we're still dealing with that most mysterious of elven cities and those young folks who seem to be getting on so well. On Tuesdays, my new friend Stagnatius, who's on the high seas, maybe solving a few mysteries in a mysterious seaside town, you know.
We're in a town called Kithis. I've been here before, and now I'm here again with some new friends, so I'm very excited.
Delightful. Well, all our streams, they can be found at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. The VODs are available immediately after the stream, or you can catch up on YouTube, and you can catch up as a podcast. Doesn't mean you get to miss all our beautiful facial expressions, but anyway, D20 Club, we're in your debt always. Not in a warlock debt. Don't sign anything the warlock gives you. And if you do want to support us, well, it's only $1 gold piece, $1, £1, £1 of gold, I suppose. That's per month. Thank you to the supporters and the sponsors. So, Stagnatius, anything you'd like to say to the people before we send you back?
Should you find yourself staring at many dolls with porcelain faces that happen to talk, burn them all.
And with that beautiful words, I must remind you once again, please.
Stay classy at the table.
No.
Yes!